Man, I downloaded Chrome, but then
Yeah.
it changed to Microsoft Bing. I don't know why the fuck it did that.
It didn't change. You might have just misplaced it.
But
Bing.
whenever I click on Google Chrome, Microsoft Bing opens up.
What the
Isn't that fucking weird? Like, I don't know how to change that.
Let me tell you, when you open up Google Chrome, it should open up Google.
I know. Well, like it does, but it's like a Microsoft Bing version of it.
What the hell?
I don't know what happened.
How does that even happen?
I have no clue.
Bing? Bing is still a service?
I guess so. I've never used it before. It's my first time.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, welcome to the Fourth Liners podcast, where Jacob here has somehow ruined his Google Chrome with Microsoft Bing. It's going to be an interesting episode, as there's a certain fan of a certain team who does this podcast with me, who is emotionally distraught and really wants to talk about it. So we're gonna talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs for a good portion of this podcast, and then also we're gonna touch on Scheifele looking to murder somebody, particularly Jake Evans. And yeah, some other minor updates from around the league. So to get this started, Jacob, how long have you been a Leaf fan for?
So there's been a story with my favorite team and the Leafs and stuff. Well, when I was young, like ever since like my whole family was cheering for the Leafs, but then I got sick of their losing, so I kind of switched to the Penguins, maybe a little bit of bandwagoner on Crosby there. But then I got to know the whole team, and I followed them for a long time. But now they're just my American team, and I switched back to the Leafs. And worst decision I ever made. They just disappoint you. They don't win in the playoffs. They don't want to see you happy. And Microsoft Bing, my Google Chrome turning into Microsoft Bing isn't the worst thing happening in this world. The Toronto Maple Leafs just let you down.
Have you ever seen them win a playoff series in your life?
Never in my life. Well, maybe the last time they won was 2004, so I was alive.
I was alive,
but I don't really remember it.
Oh, man. You know, as much as I struggle with being a Canucks fan, at least they have their years. You know what I mean? They have their years.
I got to see the Canucks make it to the Stanley Cup Finals in 2010. I remember that.
You've seen every single Canadian team other than the Montreal Canadiens and the Leafs make it to the Stanley Cup final.
Actually, that's false, because the Montreal Canadiens beat the Toronto Maple Leafs, so I have seen that.
True.
Man.
Actually, Winnipeg's never made it to the finals either.
That's true.
There was a stretch there where it was Calgary, Edmonton, Ottawa all made the finals 3 years in a row, or within 4 years of each other.
Yeah.
And then Vancouver in 2011. That was kind of a good stretch there. None of them were able to close it out, but still a good run there. But Toronto, okay, so coming into the series with Montreal, how were you feeling about it? Were you confident?
I was a little nervous because I do think Carey Price is the best goalie in the NHL. Yes, he's had his off years where he's been absolutely dog shit, but when he can turn off playoff Carey, it's a scary goaltender to play against, and you can't get anything past him, and that was the Leafs' problem. So that was the one guy I was scared of. You see the Montreal Canadiens team, you see the Leafs team, you see how they're both built. I really do see the Leafs being more complete with the star players and the depth, and their defense are a little wonky. And then goaltending, Jack Campbell was outstanding. You can't blame him. But
no blame at all.
No, but you see the two teams, and going into the series, I thought it was the easiest team to play out of Winnipeg or them or Edmonton, and that ended up not being the case. And I think I was very confident too when they got a 3-1 series lead over Montreal. I was like, oh, they got this, but they're a little spot in my heart or the back of my head knowing maybe they're just going to mess this up.
Yeah,
I was
that's
gonna swear there, but I didn't want any editing problems for you, Bryce.
You don't have to worry, man. This is unfiltered from you. I want you to really
Unfiltered.
express yourself as good as possible here.
Well, I think it's
Um,
great that we waited a few days to actually make this. I mean, if imagine if we made this after they actually lost, how fuming I would be. Um, I had a few days to calm down. So
I I mean, I would still be pretty upset. Are you just in a stage of sadness now?
yeah, if you saw my video on YouTube,
Yeah.
it was just a a
Yeah.
little video of my sadness. I needed to express myself. I was in my feels because that's what the Toronto Maple Leafs do every year. But um, a fan commented lyrics to "It's a Hard Knock Life," and I couldn't relate more to that. It's a
True.
hard knock life for us.
For us, yep. Tell me about it. I'm a non-playoff team fan. How do you think I feel?
You know what?
And then
I gotta
even the team
consider
I
that.
bandwagon for gets eliminated in the first round. Like,
Man.
what am I to do?
Yeah, why are we being sympathetic to me? Like, or sympathetic? Whatever, like we should be doing it to you, man.
Give me attention. The Vancouver Canucks are better than the Leafs.
Well,
And we
think
missed
about it.
playoffs.
I think the Vancouver Canucks got screwed over with COVID, which sucks. But
I was being sarcastic, by the way. I don't actually think Vancouver's better than the Leafs, but you know what I mean.
yeah, they're not. They're pretty close, honestly. I
Both
think,
have really good top sixes now.
right? And they kind of have
Yeah.
the same goalie situation, like a little bit. Um,
Well, Demko is coming up. Campbell is kind of like a surprise, like gem.
yeah.
You know. Anyways, you said that Carey Price was a major factor in Montreal winning, and I agree that he was, but by no means do I think he was superhuman. I just don't think the Leafs were able to get the kind of high quality chances that they're used to getting in the regular season on Price, at least for the last 3 games.
See, this is where I think Carey Price was a struggle, um, because he knew what kind of team he was facing, so maybe he turned it on a little bit. But it's just weird to see star players like Matthews and Marner do barely anything in the playoffs, and you see what kind of season they had. I'm not blaming like Marner. Everyone's going after Marner. I know he hasn't scored in any playoff games that he has played, or his last 8 playoff games, or whatever the numbers are.
And that's a bad look for a $10 million player.
It is, but you gotta realize that he hasn't had a lot of experience. Like, yes, he's been in the first round, but I think you can't really go down on a guy that puts that much heart into a game. And I know he does. I think he just gets intimidated in the playoffs, and this is where I've heard this. I don't remember, but they're regular season players, and that's a problem.
I don't think we can use the experience card on Marner. Like, it's how many times has he made the playoffs now? 3 years? I mean, how many games does he need to play before he wakes up? And I mean, like, we can tell he's nervous by how many times he's flipped the freaking puck over. Shut up.
Oh, you lovely.
How
phone.
many times he's shh, I'm in the thought.
All right.
This is
My
staying
bad.
in, by
My
the
bad.
way.
My bad. All right.
This is staying in.
We don't cut anything out,
What?
guys. This is raw.
Yeah, we never cut anything out.
No, not at all.
No.
Even my sister's cooking
you could-
last time.
Well, I kept that. That was funny.
Yeah.
You can see through his list of penalties he's taken in the playoffs the amount of times he has flipped the puck over the glass. The guy doesn't want to take a hit. Like, and that's alarming to me because, like, okay, you're a hockey player, first of all, but now you're in playoff hockey where taking hits is very much part of the game, more so than it is even in the regular season. He doesn't want to take a hit. He gets nervous. He hears footsteps. Oh, flip it over. I mean, that goal there potentially changed the series, and it's half Sheldon Keefe's fault too for challenging that stupid goal, because there was no way it was going to be goaltender interference. Everybody knew it. And then Marner on the PK flips the puck over. Like, that's bad.
See,
Like, that is really bad.
Marner is known for doing that. Eh? Like, if you look back at all his penalties in the playoffs, It's the
Yeah.
puck over the glass every time. Like some are like tripping or whatever, minor penalties, but he flips it over the glass. Like he panics, and it's like he's still that young
He's
kid.
nervous. He's nervous.
Yeah,
Man, like I don't know. Anyways, I wanted to just talk about you're watching the series, right? This is to you. You're
yeah,
watching the
yep.
series and you're seeing the Leafs up 3-1 and you're feeling good about it. I mean, I thought Montreal was dead in the water. I thought maybe there was a chance, but I was like, Toronto probably has it. But Montreal is slowly starting to climb their way back into the series, and I'm sure your head was getting filled with all sorts of doubt, right? Like after that Game 5 loss, you probably thought to yourself, "We really need to win Game
Yeah, I
6,"
was
right?
like, oh shit, what's gonna happen now? I was like, are we screwed? Is this the beginning of it? Because I like, they always get your hopes up. They always do, and then they find some way to ruin it. Um, like watching Game 5. Game 5 went to overtime, right? That's when they lost on overtime the first time, or was that Game 6?
Um, was that when Game 6? Did they? No, they didn't go to OT in Game 6. They went to
No,
OT in Game 5. That's when Kotkaniemi,
Kataniemi.
stupid Finland crap. When he scored in overtime, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That was Game 5, and then what was the scoreline for Game 6?
I gotta see this. You know what? I try to block it from my mind. It's a bad memory, but watching the game, it's crazy to see how many shots that game that we're talking about where Kotkaniemi scored, how many shots the Leafs had, and how much time on attack they had on the Canadians, compared to how the Canadians had it on the Leafs, and they still ended up winning.
It's crazy because like the Leafs were definitely dominating like the control of the play, but like I never really felt like Montreal was too threatened. Like Montreal does a really good job of boxing out the Leafs stars.
They
You know,
do.
like Matthews really didn't have very many high quality chances. Hit the post a couple times throughout the series,
They were on
but
his ass. They were on his ass the
yeah,
whole series. They were watching him, and then they do this same thing with McDavid against Winnipeg. They watch the star player, which who gets them the most points, and I honestly wins hockey games.
yep, dude, I was watching that overtime where Kotkaniemi scored, and I was thinking the whole time like Campbell's just chilling
Yeah,
down at the other end of the ice. He's gonna get cold. I mean, this is kind of a new scenario for him too. And I was thinking like Montreal's the type of team where all it takes is just one good scoring chance,
yeah,
and boom, it happens because Dermott does a stupid spinorama and gives the puck
that
up,
was so
and
bad.
Kotkaniemi's there. Yeah, that was really bad. Like, and he had a good game too, so like it sucks to take it away from him like that. But
And
like,
then they lose
pain.
Muzzin as well the next game after that. I mean, it did. Yeah,
Yeah.
it. See, that's one contributor to their loss, right? Like they lost Tavares as their captain, right? And it's hard to play in the playoffs, I think, without a leader like playing with you guys. And considering what happened to him, and then they lose Muzzin as well, one of their top defensemen, scored 2 goals one night.
How many leaders do they need though? I mean, how many like Jason Spezza, former captain, Joe Thornton, former captain, Morgan Riley is a major leader. I don't know about Matthews and Marner and how much they talk. And people have been saying, and I'm not criticizing you for saying this. I'm just talking about
Yeah,
it. But so many people say, "Oh, they didn't have their leader." How many leaders do they need?
then you're not
It's like
wrong.
they've got like Joe Thornton is one of the most iconic captains in NHL history. Jason Spezza was the captain of a very good Ottawa team and was the assistant to one of the best captains of all time in Daniel Alfredson. Like they're full of leaders. And like in my opinion,
Lots of
Morgan
lots
Riley
of
should have been named the
dads.
captain.
Lots of dads on the team.
Yeah, in my opinion, Morgan Riley should have been named the captain. So I mean, I basically consider him a leader too. Like
I think Riley should have been captain too. Like I totally agree with you. He was there longer than Tavares was, and
he's been there through the Kessel days, man. Like he's
those were
been
tough times. Tough times. Kessel, Phil the Thrill.
there.
Gotta
Filled the
miss him.
thrill.
Man, if they had Phil the Thrill, they'd win the Stanley Cup.
Well,
He
you
could
tried
score on Carey
before.
Price.
Yeah, can't score on Tuukka Rask though. Um, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Okay, so you're watching Game 7, right? And
yeah.
you're watching the Leafs play an absolute crappy hockey game. Like that was one of the worst Game 7 performances I've seen from a team in a long time. Like it looked like they didn't care.
See,
How angry was that making you? What was watching that game like for you?
see, the thing is about the Leafs in that game 7 was I had the intention thinking that they're ready to win. They wanted it more. But when it came to watching the game, Montreal came out strong and way stronger than the Leafs. And then I saw a clip of Ben Sherratt saying before the game, anything's possible, anything's possible. And like you don't see that from the Leafs or anything. Maybe they are saying that, but like it really didn't show that in the game. And it really showed that the Canadians wanted it more than the Leafs. And in every game, the Leafs they seem slow in the start of the game, and they allow Montreal to get the first goal, and 80% of teams that score the first goal end up winning the game. And the Leafs didn't do that. Maybe they did it the first few games. I don't remember, but they hardly did it throughout the series. And that's how they lost games. They didn't get ahead early when they could have taken advantage of the team, put Montreal down, and instead they let them gain confidence by scoring the first goal, the next goal, and then winning the game. Montreal always had confidence, but Mitch Marner, he seemed like he was scared every time he touched the puck. Matthews just was frustrated, and like it was just a mess. They weren't prepared, and they weren't as like motivated to win more than Montreal, and that really affected them. Yeah, I got mad.
I want to, yeah. I want to make a correction. So Kotkaniemi, I believe, was the goal scorer. So Game 6 was the one that went into overtime with Kotkaniemi. That's whatever. Stupid name.
Man, I've heard his name so many times. I just know it.
Which one was who? Because he scored in both Game 5 and 6. Which game did Kotkaniemi score the winner, the OT winner, and who scored the other one? Because 5 and 6 both went to overtime.
I really forget. Kotkaniemi.
Who was it? It was Kotkaniemi, and who scored the other OT winner? Was it Tatar? No,
it was... Who was it? Oh, Cole Caulfield. There you go.
Right.
The overtime goal scorer, Cole Caulfield.
That was Game 5?
I think so, yeah. I think he scored before Kotkaniemi. I think Kotkaniemi scored in Game 6.
Okay. Honestly, it's really stupid that we don't know.
It is stupid, but I try to block it out of my mind. So I try to forget that whole series. It was so stupid.
Well, I'm going to rile you back up. So you see the Leafs lose the game. Who are you with? What happened? What'd you say?
I mean, I was with my family and my girlfriend, and we're all cheering for the Leafs, and we say, why do we do this to each other, like ourselves every year? Like we put pain on ourselves cheering for this team, and we always have so much hope, but they do the same thing every year. And like I don't want to rip on the Leafs so much because I feel like one day they will get through to the second round. That's all I really wanted them to see. I wanted to see, like, if they got to the second round and got out in the second round, I would be pretty happy. I mean, that's a step forward for the organization, but they cannot get past that first round. And that's what we're all saying to each other, saying, what now? What's going to happen? Who's going to be traded, right? Like, that was the first question.
Something's got to change. Something absolutely has to change.
But what do you change? You thought
they
thought you had the team, like, to win it, you know? Like,
they just don't. Like, I think Marner's got to go.
See, that's like everyone's saying that. I just feel like, how do you trade a 95-point guy in the season or whatever, 90+ point guy in the season? How do you get rid of him? Marner, he's a great player. I think he's more talented than Matthews.
I think you look for two guys making 5 each, and try and pry them from a team. Like, I think you look for like a power forward winger, and you look for like another sniper play, like Marner type winger as well. Like two guys that I was talking to my buddy about potential guys that I think would help the Leafs. Who were some of the names brought up? I thought Evander Kane could look really good in a Leafs uniform. He would bring something to
physical aspect. They need more physical players.
Dude, here's the thing about Evander Kane. Loves the attention.
Oh, yeah.
Loves the pressure. Loves to
lives
take
for
heat.
it.
He lives for that. He scores goals. He's
I mean,
physical.
his bank account's not looking great, but besides that,
he's playing for a contract. I mean, I was thinking, yeah, I was just, like, what are you looking for when you replace Marner? Well, a guy like Evander Kane would be fantastic. I don't really think it would work out with San Jose because of cap issues and stuff. And
Yeah,
Marner's worth way more than Evander Kane.
Yeah, he's still $7 million on his belt, right?
Yeah.
Evander Kane. I mean, another guy I heard is Tom Wilson.
Who?
Imagine.
Do you want to give Mitch Marner to the Capitals?
Hell no, man. Like, imagine that happening. See, I don't think you'd have to give up Mitch Marner for him. Then maybe you get Tom Wilson for another player. Then you trade Mitch Marner for another player. But that's just so weird. Hearing me say trade Mitch Marner, like, I just don't see them moving Marner. Just knowing how Dubas is, and I feel like he feels like Marner's the future of the team. I feel like I feel like they don't re-sign Freddie. They keep Campbell just to save some cap, because Campbell wants to just win that cup. He's a team guy. He'll take a pay cut for sure. I don't even know if when his contract's up or if it's up this year, but it doesn't matter. Anytime he'll take a pay cut, because he said himself that he wants to win that cup, and he blamed himself so much for that. He's such a team player, and I mean, saving cap. I mean, Freddie. It sucks to see him the last game. Maybe he was gone because after that, because he was injured, and like there's a saying where you can't replace an injured goalie, but in this case, I think it makes sense for them.
Yeah,
it frees up cap space.
Jack Campbell is Anderson's gone. I don't think there's any way they sign him. Like Campbell,
No.
Hopefully Campbell doesn't follow the Andrew Hammond route, where you have one spectacular season as a goaltender and then kind of disappear forever.
Hamburger.
That's my biggest hope, honestly, is that he, continues to play. Because I actually really like Jack Campbell. I think he's a really likable guy. I like the story,
He would have been a better goalie if he didn't get injured all the time.
Yeah,
he would have been a top goaltender.
I think it might be intelligent for the Leafs to go for like another cheap goalie that maybe is kind of equivalent to Campbell, like a Drieger type, a guy who can maybe step in if Campbell
1-2 punch
cold. Yeah,
right.
They
think about it, they still have Riddick. Everyone forgot about Riddick.
Yeah,
but I mean he didn't do too well.
Riddick is gone, so.
Yeah, he's gone too. He's gonna want money somewhere else. I think somewhere else will offer him money.
He's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna be able to get it, dude.
You don't think so?
I think Riddick has tanked his value. And I was thinking about this too before we started. Like Freddie Anderson, coming into this season is probably worth like $8 million, right? But now after this season, after sitting on the bench, dude, like I don't think he's gonna get anywhere close to that.
See, I think that's what he's gonna want. I don't know if any team's gonna give it to him, but maybe a team that's desperate for a goaltender will. Like, look at the Edmonton Oilers. Maybe they're gonna want a goaltender, but they said they're keeping Mike Smith. But you look at
I keep Mike Smith too.
You look at a team. What's the team that needs goaltending, right? Like, there's quite a few.
Jose.
San Jose, like they're having struggles with goaltending. They'd love Freddie Anderson, and they'd probably pay him.
It's just about whether or not Freddie. Well, their cap is so effed.
It is.
Between Burns,
man.
Carlson, Vlasic.
They're all old guys too.
Yeah. I don't know. And also, like, if Freddie wants to win, I don't think he goes to San Jose. Yeah, there are teams that need a goalie, dude. Like, that's
Capitals, man. Like, I mean, they might have Lundqvist coming next year, but the Capitals
also have Vanacek and Samsonov.
That's true. But I mean, you can always switch that. You can always trade one of them, because are they going to keep both Vanacek and Samsonov? Maybe trade Vanacek.
Oh, I'd get rid of one for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
For Freddie Anderson, maybe he does well in Washington. You don't know. I'd hate to see that. To be honest with you, I'd hate to see Freddie in Washington, a Washington jersey and uniform. But
maybe Freddie should go to Ottawa.
Oh man, that would be tough to see. Even tougher than Washington.
That would be the most iconic storyline in the history.
Ottawa's gonna be nasty. Ottawa's gonna be nasty.
Yeah. Matt Murray. Matt Murray.
Matt Murray's decreased his value for sure.
You want Freddie Anderson? That's who you want. I mean, if I was Ottawa, why not? Right? Like,
yeah.
That would solidify their crease. Hopefully, hopefully this season struggles for Freddie. Although, I mean, like Freddie, I guess does struggle with like a bad team in front of him. And I know the Leafs aren't a bad team, but like kind of defensively they are, right? Because they're so tilted in offense.
Yeah, see,
I mean, maybe Freddie goes to Ottawa and gets lit up and struggles, right? Like,
very
I don't
true.
know.
See, there's one thing I kind of like. So there's some breaking news out of Columbus. A guy named Seth Jones doesn't want to resign there.
He's not going to Toronto.
So just hear me out. Hear me out. They gave him that whole presentation of that they gave Tavares. We'll give you an A on the jersey.
Is Seth Jones from Toronto?
I think he's American.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean,
it's not gonna work. It's not the same. Like, hey Seth, remember when you used to fall asleep and dream for playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs? And Seth's like,
in your Toronto Maple Leaf pajamas. Well,
where's he from, dude? Seth Jones. Where's he from? He's from Texas.
Hey, you know what? You know what? Here, I got a tactic. Say you're Seth Jones. Say you're Seth Jones. Sit down and I'm talking to you. I'm Dubas.
Pretend I'm Seth Jones right now. Like,
right,
hi Kyle. Here, I'll start it off.
I put my glasses on.
Hi, Mr. Dubas. I'm here to take your meeting. I'm hoping to sign with the Dallas Stars because they are my childhood team. But I'd like to hear what you have to say. So take it away, Mr. Dubas.
Screw the Dallas Stars. I throw my glasses. Screw the Dallas Stars.
You screw the Dallas Stars.
Yeah,
I thought you said who are the Dallas Stars.
Same
you
thing.
Should know this.
Same
You're
thing.
a GM in the league.
Same thing. Who are the Dallas Stars? They didn't even make the playoffs. We made the playoffs. All right. We made the first round.
They made the cup final last season.
Yep, not this season. So it doesn't matter. They're nobody now. Now,
okay.
Here, look at this. This is the way that we're gonna bring you to our team, or you're gonna want to sign here.
Is this a PowerPoint?
This is a PowerPoint. I have it right behind me.
You've prepared a presentation for me? Good. Okay.
Yeah. No, and a little montage video too,
Okay.
Some Photoshop with you, a picture of the Leaf jerseys on, and you look great in blue. Okay, I'm showing you right now. Okay.
Maybe.
So,
although I've been wearing blue for the past few years of my life, and I'm kind of sick of it, to be honest.
This is a brighter blue, all right? So you get a brighter world in here in Toronto.
I think you're forgetting that I used to play for the Blue Jackets.
But now we don't have blue in our name. It's still Toronto Maple Leafs, but it's a brighter blue. And here's the one thing you're gonna want to sign here for.
Yep.
Edmonton's not that far from here. It's in Canada. And who's in Edmonton? A guy named Caleb Jones. Is that your brother? I think so. So when your parents come down, it won't be that bad.
Is Caleb Jones my brother?
Caleb Jones is your brother.
I wasn't aware of that.
Bryce, you're supposed to know this shit. I mean,
no,
Seth.
I'm still Seth. I'm still Seth Jones. Yeah. I'm still Seth.
All right, Seth. That was my assistant. But you should sign here.
That was my stupid assistant.
So,
okay, sign here. Okay, how much money can you offer me?
Okay, we're getting rid of Freddie Anderson for you. That's a great guy.
How much money?
$5 million. All right, just hear me out.
10 mil? I don't think you could. No,
I said $5 million. $5 million. $5 million.
$5 million? I can get 8 on the market.
But you don't want to go on the market. It's a scary place.
I don't want to go on the market.
It's a scary place.
Is there a hypnotist in here?
A lot of stress.
Why is there somebody dangling a loony in front of my face?
We'll give you the A. We'll give you the A.
I don't want the A.
You be a poster boy for us.
Why does that? What? Every other poster boy of the Toronto Maple Leafs has ended up with their career in the gutter.
All right, Seth. You know what? I'm willing to trade Spezza for you. Spezza, he's our best player. He's our top scorer in our last series, okay?
Why would I want to come to a team where you're getting rid of your best player? Mr. Dubas, I'm sorry. I'm going to go sign an $8 million contract, 5-year length, with the Dallas Stars, and my defensive partner is going to be Miro Heiskanen, and I'm going to be playing for a franchise that wears green, by the way, who knows how to make it deep into the playoffs, evidently from last season. Thank you, sir, and good day. And that's exactly how the negotiation is going to go.
You know, that didn't go as well as I thought. I mean,
no,
Dubas would say it more professional than I did. But
when you can't pitch pajamas it's going to be hard to sign big time free agents.
Well, like, yeah, I kind of agree with you. Like, now that I think it out, like, who are they gonna really offer if they try to trade, or how are they gonna get the money to sign him?
Here's the thing, man, with Leaf fans, and this is not an attack on you or anything. You guys are like the Lakers. You guys are like the Lakers of the NHL. You think everybody wants to play for Toronto for some benign reason. Oh, everybody wants to come to Toronto. Why? The team is not successful. Many careers have ended here because of the media and coaching. It is some of the harshest media in the league. The pressure is immense. They don't have a lot of cap room. Like, why? Why would you go there unless, like, you're a hometown guy? And that's honestly Toronto's best selling point. Because if Toronto wasn't such a big city and didn't have so many players...
No one would sign
like,
there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if Toronto didn't have so many hometown kids who grew up cheering for the Leafs, right? And why they think the Leafs are a good team to cheer for, because the Leafs have been so bad for so long. Like, there's never been success. Like, I don't get it. They haven't made a cup final since 1967, which was the last season that there were only 5 other teams in the league, by the way. It's like the Lakers, man. Every season in basketball, anytime there's a big free agent, everybody and their mom, all the Lakers fans, even the Lakers themselves, are like, yeah, we're going to get this guy. It's like, why do you freaking assume that?
Well, off topic here, but the Lakers actually lost their playoff series, and it's the first time LeBron lost in the first round.
LeBron, going home. Done. LeBron, he's not. I don't know. If you saw any highlights. Gone. Done. Can't win with these cats. Dude, during the game, man, he was walking, like, he wasn't even running up the court towards the end of the game, man. Like, he was just standing there.
I like LeBron. I like LeBron, but
oh, so do I, dude. LeBron is he's the GOAT,
but
he's gonna stain himself if he keeps up these antics.
He doesn't need a super team.
No, there's a very good argument that LeBron is just as good as Jordan or better. But people are going to sink him if he can. Like, Jordan didn't have these types of antics. Jordan never gave up when he was on the court.
Man, he turned it up.
Was doing. Exactly. Like, that's a bad look. Like, you can't be the GOAT if you're going to just, like, stand in your own paint while your team is running offense because you don't think they're going to be successful. I don't know, man. It's crazy to me.
That is crazy.
I don't know what happens with the Lakers, man. Anyways, that's basketball.
Yeah, this is a hockey
basketball podcast.
Yeah, starting tomorrow.
Dude, I am a big basketball fan.
Fourth quarter podcast.
I watch a fair bit of basketball.
Yeah,
so,
it's
I
not
can't
bad.
talk about it. Yeah, dude, I watch hockey, basketball, and Formula 1, and a little bit of baseball.
Formula 1.
Big fan, dude. Big race coming up this weekend.
Oh, I'll tune in.
No, you won't.
No, I won't.
You should, though.
I should. Actually, my grandpa was he did drag racing and everything. He was pretty big into that.
It's on really early in the morning, so what I do is usually record it, and then I wake up and watch it.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, in the mornings. I'm up in the morning, so I can watch it.
Oh, well, there you go. It's on TSN. Anyways, so yeah, Seth Jones is not, like, get that out of your brains.
I know.
Fans.
It's in our dreams. It's in our dreams. I don't know if it ever will happen, but Dubas has done miracles, so maybe he can perform another one. Who knows?
Like I said, and there's nothing wrong with it. Their best pitch is come play for the team you and your family grew up cheering for. Well, Seth Jones is from Arlington, Texas. I'm not thinking that he was a big Leaf fan growing up. Probably a Stars fan.
Here's the thing with that, though. Like, they did that to Stamkos, and he didn't want to play there. He stayed in Tampa, and look how that worked out for him.
I mean, it was close, though.
It was close, yeah. Like, who wouldn't want to come home and play in Toronto, one of the biggest cities in Canada?
I think he was very, like, he definitely thought about it, which is hard to do when you're, like, it's hard to make a star player think about leaving their team when their team is pretty successful.
Yeah.
At that point in time, they were pretty successful. Now they're just unbelievable. But, like, they were close. Like, and look, man, like, it's a good tactic. Like, Vancouver's done it too. Like, nobody is high profile, But like we've definitely signed guys for cheaper because they're from Vancouver. Dan Hamhuis, for example, was on a very cheap contract and like was one of our top 2 defensemen in the cup run.
He was decent.
He was very good, and he took a big discount to come play here. Because we were up against the cap.
A lot of guys do that when you can have a guy on your team that's a valuable asset.
Yeah. Okay, do you have anything else to say about the Leafs, or do you want to wrap that up?
You know what? We should just stop talking about the Leafs altogether. Who knows what's going to happen? They got a important offseason. Like, they got to figure out something. Dubas has got to work his miracles. Maybe he brings McDavid over. New market boy. Who knows? But
we can make some predictions in a later episode.
Yeah, like, for sure, yeah. Like, I'll say one now. Actually, no, I need to think about that. I really do.
Okay.
Because that's tough to say. I really don't know yet. I know that Freddie's gonna be gone. That's one prediction I'm gonna make. It's kind of clear. I think Campbell's their guy. Better option.
Yeah. Freddie's too expensive.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Mark Scheifele suspended 4 games for his hit on Jake Evans.
So this is kind of interesting.
How do you feel about that?
This is kind of interesting because, like, when I first saw it, it just gave me flashbacks of like when Tavares got hit. And I'm not saying this is karma or anything. Like, I'm not saying, but like, it's weird how it was very like similar. And I really feel bad. Like, Jake Evans really took a bad hit, and I like, luckily,
it was his birthday.
What a birthday, eh? He's been in a hospital.
Oh.
Poor guy though, man. Like, luckily it wasn't a spinal injury. It was just a concussion. Like, I heard he's a great guy, and it was a scary incident. The thing about Scheifele,
What'd you think of the outrage? Like, did you think when you first saw the hit? Did you think it was illegal?
I thought it was dirty. At first, when my initial reaction, I saw it was dirty. When the stretcher came out, I was like, wow, that was such a dirty hit. I can't believe he did that. Actually, my initial reaction, I didn't know it was Scheifele at first. I thought it was Logan Stanley, and I was like, holy crap, that guy's huge. Right? And then I saw it was Scheifele, and then Scheifele was like, wait, what? Like, it was fine, and it was a clean hit, right? And then you see Ehlers, like, good for Ehlers, like, holding back everyone.
Yeah, good for Ehlers,
man.
man. Ehlers really helped there.
Oh, yeah, like, the other team, like, you don't really, like, it's kind of nice to see that. But my initial reaction was, okay, that was a dirty hit. Like, he was just going for the empty netter. They were losing anyways. Like, there was no no reason for that. But then I look back at it. So this is what I really think about it. I think at first it was dirty. So the charge there, like, he had the intention to go hit him. And I think Scheifele was all riled up from the game, and like, obviously his emotions were high.
He had lost his mind during that period.
Yeah, like,
he was all over the place.
I would too if you're losing to the Montreal Canadiens, right? And you're expected to win against them too.
Yeah, you
wouldn't know. Yeah, I wouldn't know about that, you know. But yeah, he had a lot of emotion, right? So he was going for it, and that's the dirty part, I think, where he was taking strides toward him, and he had his eyes towards Evans. But the initial hit, I don't think the initial hit was dirty. I think it was a clean, like, shoulder on shoulder. But the way it happened, like, when he was the way he charged was the dirty part of it. And it was unfortunate the way he fell made it look a lot more dirty too. And the fact that it was an empty net goal, which you really didn't need to hit the guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Here's my take.
All right,
I think if Jake Evans gets up, I don't think we're even talking about this.
No.
I think if Jake Evans gets up and, you know, there's a little scrum and he's fine, like, this isn't talked about. The thing about that hit is when I first saw it, I didn't think it was illegal. I watched the replays, I watched the slow motions, I saw the freeze frames, okay? Scheifele comes in, he's gliding, okay? And I'll come back to this. From what I assumed, he was not charging. His feet do not leave the ground until after contact. Okay? So, didn't leave his feet to make the check. His shoulder and elbow are both down. There's no elbow. And when he makes contact, there really is no clear hit to the head. But obviously, during the impact, there is. Because Evans gets knocked out, right? It might have just been from the speed that Scheifele was traveling to just cause Evans's body to just, like, go limp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and then land on his head, unfortunately. But like, it wasn't like, I've seen like blatant hits to the head. It wasn't a blatant hit to the head. There might have been incidental head contact just because of the nature of like how, like, Evans might have been leaning down a bit more, and Scheifele, the height and stuff like that. Like, the hit to the head is really touchy because there's tons of hits where it's like, is that a hit to the head? And it's not clear.
No.
But obviously there was some sort of contact. But I watched that hit and I saw everybody freaking out for a suspension, and I'm like, why? Because it was a big hit that hurt him? Like, I wasn't sure where the rule book was going to say it was illegal. Do I think the hit was evil and vicious? Absolutely. But there's no rule that says you can't lay somebody out. Okay? Obviously, Jake Evans was vulnerable, but keep your head up, kid. Like that stupid saying.
Yeah.
I mean, you're allowed to hit somebody who's got their head down. I mean, that's where all of the biggest hits come from. Like, that's within the rules. But here's the thing. The definition of charging, right?
Mm-hmm.
More than 2 strides. If you take 3 strides and charge somebody, right?
Yep.
That's not real. That's not a real rule. That nowhere in the rule book, I didn't know this. Nowhere in the NHL rule book does it talk about strides. There's nothing to do with how many steps you take. It's all to do with distance traveled and the violence of the hit. And so by those parameters, absolutely, that was a charge. It's crazy, too, because we all thought that charging was 3 strides, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's nuts. And so, if you look at the distance Scheifele traveled, he went over half the length of the ice to hit Evans. He made no attempt to play the puck. And the speed he was carrying made the hit extremely violent. The hockey guy tweeted about it on Twitter. And I actually responded to him. I was like, yeah, like I at first I was struggling to see how the hit was illegal according to the rule book. And then he responded and he said, it says in the NHL rule book that the violence of the hit can be used to, like, if a hit is overly violent, that could be used for discipline. So
That makes
definitely
sense.
definitely an evil hit. And by definition of charging that we're all now aware of, absolutely charging. And charging is not a penalty you see called very often. I can't remember the last time I saw a charging penalty.
Usually charging is when you want to hurt the guy. And the thing is, too, like, you make a good point. Like, it's the violent aspect of it where he wasn't going for the puck. He was going to go hit Evans. And
if he wanted to stop the goal, he would have been much better off to use his stick and play that puck.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, like he didn't even have to like he could have like got there slowly and then hit him. Like, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But he skated, like he was going full speed, and but also the point of contact wasn't his head, but at the same time you can argue the violent from like his mind when he was first saw him going to go put the puck in the net and he just went for it. I don't know. Now that you explain it to me that way too, and I didn't know the rule book was like that it is a dirty hit. I can deem it that. And like it was confusing though. It was confusing for a lot of people. And like some people were like, why is that a suspension? And why did Scheifele get 4 games? And why did Tom Wilson get none?
Like I said, when I saw everybody freaking out, I was like, why? Like, I'm not sure. Like, okay, it was a hard hit with a horrible consequence. Okay. But like, that's the game. Yeah. And so I was like, why are we calling for a suspension for like a big hit? Like, where did he break the rules? And, now that I'm aware of the definition of charging, he absolutely broke the rules and suspension deserved. 4 games, I might be a little long. I think they're compensating for the whole Tom Wilson debacle by giving Scheifele like his,
Yeah, right.
Hard.
Like you look at the two situations, right? I think Tom Wilson's was a little more brutal in this. The guy had his helmet on. I don't know. It's hard to argue that, but
they're 2 very different things, right? Tom Wilson was just being a total jerk, right? Like just very unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, and
Scheifele's was more violent.
Yeah, but here's the weird thing too. We know Tom Wilson, how he is and how he plays and what kind of person he is. I mean, he may be a different person off the ice, but the kind of player that the mentality he has when he's playing hockey, And then we
Yeah.
see Mark Scheifele. Mark Scheifele doesn't swear on the ice, you know? Like, that's a true fact.
Oh, really?
He says frick if he has to swear.
Frick.
He said, I watched it. He said he doesn't swear because he said his mom would kill him if he swore.
You frickin' fricks.
Right? And he's like the most innocent guy. He's the nicest guy. And like, you think, wow, he was really that bad. Like, how does Mark Scheifele do this? And you see
He lost control.
Yeah, right. It happens too in hockey. The emotions get the best of you, and that's obviously what happened in the situation. He didn't want to see him hurt. That's not the kind of guy Mark Scheifele is. But
No,
he made a mistake.
I think as soon as he did it, he kind of knew, like, oh my god, that was a mistake.
He's like,
and you can see when he went to the dressing room, he stayed in the hallway and he was watching. Yeah. I don't know if that was for like his own self-preservation, but I mean, bro, if that series goes the distance and Scheifele comes back, the Canadians are gonna lynch him.
Oh yeah, Edmonton already said that. We'll take care of him. Like we're gonna make his life a living hell, and I don't know if he should be saying that, but like,
oh whatever.
Yeah, he kind of asked for it, but now see here's the thing, there's a bit of a weight difference on them as well. So Scheifele is around 200 pounds, and Jake Evans is 186.
Yeah.
So he's around like a little less than it's like a little less than 20-pound difference, right? And 13 pounds, right? And that kind of maybe factors on how hard he impacted him as well. I mean, you can't really argue that.
He's not a small guy.
No.
I mean, he's not.
No.
He's not a huge guy, but he's not small.
No.
So.
And he can be a force, right? If he wants to hit someone. But it's I think it was a dirty hit. Like it could have not happened. Like it was really uncalled for. Like it didn't have to happen. It was unnecessary.
Very unnecessary, which is the worst part about it. It's like you didn't need to do that.
I mean, yeah, he's paying for it. He's getting 4 games, and I'm sure he agrees. He probably agrees with what he did. He didn't want to hurt him. I mean, it was just the heat of the moment, and the game of hockey does that to you. And I mean, Mark Scheifele's not that kind of guy where he goes out to hurt people, right? And Mark Scheifele is one of Winnipeg's best player, not like even maybe their best player on the team, and they just lost them.
One of the best players in the league,
right?
In my opinion,
right? No, I agree with you.
Top 15 player, like.
Scheifele's amazing, and now the Winnipeg Jets just lost them, and they lost game 1.
Yep,
it's brutal, man. It's so brutal.
It's gonna be crazy. So yeah, there's the Scheifele hit. Hopefully, you guys give us your takes on that. Oh, I just cracked my wrist so hard. I got vaccinated today, dude. My arm. Oh my gosh.
Bryce is part of the squad, the vaccinated squad.
Well, yeah, but I'm Pfizer gang, so don't talk to me, Moderna scum.
Moderna gang, get out of here.
Moderna scum. In other news, briefly, draft lottery happened, and it basically stayed entirely the same, except the Kraken moved up 1 spot, because of course they do. In one draft lottery, they move up. Vancouver didn't drop. I see this as a win, but I don't know, man. Gonna be an interesting draft. I was reading through some of the prospects last night, and there's a lot of good players.
Man, there's some questions saying, is Owen Power actually going first overall?
He is.
Here's the thing though with that, like, I don't want to get too much into it, but like you also have guys like Matthew Berniers or whatever how you say his name, Beignet, or Kent Johnson, who is a really good player. And then they also have Luke Hughes.
He's actually predicted to go to Vancouver.
Kent Johnson.
Yeah, Kent Johnson.
He's a great player.
He's like comparable to Elias Pettersson, apparently.
Man,
Brant Clark though. If Brant Clark's available, the Canucks take him.
Oh, he's amazing. He's a great defenseman, and I don't know. Do the Buffalo Sabres really need another prospect defenseman?
Maybe not. But I mean, I don't know. I think if you're Buffalo, you don't start messing around. You take the best player available.
You gotta
don't mess around, man.
You gotta do things carefully there. You know?
Just take the best guy, please. Just take. I don't care what position he plays. Just take the best guy.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
I don't think they can afford to make any tactical moves at the table.
Just don't screw up. You know, that's what they're saying.
Just take the guy that everybody agrees should go first overall. Okay, if he's a Yakupov, he's a Yakupov, but at least everybody else agreed. Okay.
Yeah, he was rated first. We're taking him first. There's nothing they did wrong. So But you got some amazing guys below him. It's gonna be an interesting draft for sure. I mean, Seattle. It's kind of cool seeing them go second overall, right? You know they're gonna have.
They're gonna get Beignets. They're gonna get a potential elite centerman, right?
Oh yeah, and we might see the Hughes brothers play together, Jack Hughes and Luke Hughes.
Yeah, I think if Luke Hughes is available, New Jersey definitely takes him.
Man, I heard Jack Hughes said that if he's available, we're picking him.
Yeah, no, I think they definitely take him. I don't know, man. I'm hoping a guy like Brandt Clark slips. He probably won't, but Kent Johnson
slips all the way to the Leafs.
What, like at 30? No.
Yeah. Wait,
No.
Do they even have a first? They don't have a first round pick. Didn't they trade it to Columbus?
Maybe.
I think they did for.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that sucks.
I think they did for Foligno. I could be wrong. Could be next year's, but
we didn't have our first last season, and that sucked. I didn't even watch the draft. The draft is one of my favorite things.
I love the draft.
I can't watch this if Vancouver doesn't have a pick.
Man, the draft last year was so weird because it was all online, and you just see Lafreniere. He's so serious and all dressed up, and then the picks after that, they're all ecstatic. They're just jumping everywhere.
Yeah, it's great.
It is great.
All right, buddy. I think we can call it there. That was a good episode.
Man, I got some emotions out that I needed to get out. It was like a therapy session almost.
A good cry. Yeah, just talk to me whenever you need that. We can always have you cry on the podcast.
Man, you're a Canucks fan. I'm a Leafs fan. We cry all the time. It's all good.
I am emotionally dead inside.
Yeah, we don't cry anymore. It's just like we cry inside, but we don't show it. Yeah, we're all teared up.
I used them.
You used
They're
them.
gone.
Man, are they gonna come out this season, or are they gonna be happy tears next season?
I don't think it'll be happy tears. I mean, if the Canucks were to win the cup, I think I would cry, but
well, hopefully that's happy tears. I mean, I don't know about for me, but we'll see.
I just care so much. Okay, take us out, buddy.
Thank you guys for listening. I mean, we're already at our 11th podcast, which I know we said it on our 10th episode, but it's just so much fun doing this, and we really enjoy talking to each other and letting you guys listen to us. Follow on all of our social media. We're posting all the time. I'm posting updates on the NHL on Instagram, so just follow our Instagram, right? And you'll know anything that's happening in the NHL. And
follow it.
Follow
the Instagram.
Follow it. We're forcing you. We'll break your
Follow the
PCs.
Instagram,
I'll bring my rented
kid.
screwdriver and break into all your PCs.
Follow the Instagram. Smash your phone. Follow the Instagram.
And also check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We love to see your interactions on there. Like, just follow us, stream us, download us, do everything on there, and follow us on Twitter. We need more followers on Twitter as well. I post on there. Bryce is busy editing. I mean, we really try hard for you guys, and we're having fun as well. And thank you guys for just supporting us.
Make sure you leave a comment if you agree or disagree with any of our takes in this episode. I don't know. I'm just glad we got what we needed to get off your chest.
You know, it felt good. I feel the top of the world now. I mean, I know when the Leafs start playing again, I won't, but we can only hope. And hopefully I can fix my Microsoft Bing back to Google Chrome.
Oh my god. How does it even happen?
Man, what's Microsoft Bing?
Imagine you're Jacob and you download Google Chrome and you somehow fuddle something up and now your Google Chrome is Google Bing. And that is the most messed up thing. And on that note, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next episode.
See you guys.